Welcome back to I Pick Passion. Today, I'm thrilled to bring you a conversation with the incredible Shenequa Golding. If you're feeling the weight of election day or just need a moment to breathe, this episode is for you. Shenequa is a journalist, author, and all-around inspiring force. In our conversation, she shares her journey toward calmness, daily self-forgiveness, and the ways she's learned to balance ambition with self-care. From her thoughts on giving yourself grace to her stories about finding peace in a chaotic world, Shenequa offers insights we could all use right now. Plus, we wrap up with a bit of mindless fun as we pull a few cards from Hella Awkward for laughs and candid moments. This episode is your reminder to pause, breathe, and allow yourself a little space for joy and calmness today. Let's dive in. First of all, I want to say congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. All right, so we're going to start off with an icebreaker. Okay? It's a game I came across that I'm actually obsessed with this game. It's called Hella Awkward. Okay. And it's 4 categories. I'm going to give you the categories. You choose which one, and then I'll ask you the question, and you give me the answer, whatever that is. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so real talk, dating, relationship, or sex.
Okay, let's do relationships.
Okay. All right, so let's see what I have pulled for that. Okay. Should you have the password to your partner's phone?
If you feel like you need it, then you are in the wrong relationship.
I agree. That's like if you feel like you have to go looking, then you're not in the right place. So I agree. So that's it. That's the answer. Awesome. We're going to start off with some fun questions, fun and personal, kind of about your bio on your website. Your bio mentions your love for blue being disrupted by green. How does color or environment influence your creativity or your mood?
That is such an excellent question. Thank you so much for reading my bio on my website. As I have gotten older, I realize I'm very much so into calm everything and anything. I am someone who does not like loud people, loud things, and that's so like hypocritical of me to say because I live in New York City. But
right,
I am somebody who really enjoys quiet, who really enjoys calm, and blue is still it's the top 2. It's green, then blue. Blue is calming, it's refreshing, but green just feels like growth to me. And when it comes to my creativity and my environment, I will say that I am somebody who cannot function in mess. Physical, emotional, whatever. The home must be clean at all times. All times. And I can't operate. You know how like if you're on TikTok, it's called clean talk. You know, like there's that section. No, it is. I think it is. There's that section of TikTok where all you see is people cleaning their home or hacks on how to make your home smell good or just all of those things. Yes, there's a whole section of it. And or just reorganizing. For me, I think cleanliness lends itself to safety. And I think that an organized home lends itself to order and togetherness. And if I don't see that or feel that, then nothing gets done.
I appreciate that answer because I can agree. My cousin used to say it bothered him so bad if I walk into my home, it needs to smell clean. And so I get that. All right. So why do you think brownies lack an agenda? And what would you say is your go-to dessert for when you need comfort?
I just want all of us to free ourselves from this belief that brownies are superior. They are not. They are not. Free yourself, honey. It's literally just fudge. It's no. They're just not great. My favorite like comfort food when I want something sweet is I love cookies. I like peanut butter cookies, chocolate chip cookies, And don't come for me, but I'm not like the biggest oatmeal raisin cookie gal out there. But I love cookies. I love anything like appley, cinnamony, like this time, fall, this time of year is my time. This is my time.
I I concur. I concur. I love the chocolate chip cookies. Those are my favorite.
Yes,
Anything
yes.
freshly baked, anything freshly baked, honestly, you might have my brownies too, though. I gotta say
Anything
brownies.
freshly baked, yes, yeah. Fresh, and again, just the smell of it, it just makes you feel good and safe. It just, like
Yes,
despite the fact that
yes,
it's like too much sugar.
exactly. So you got 63 locks. Okay. What
hmm
inspires you to start your lock journey, and how does it reflect your personal evolution?
I I have a hairstylist. Shout out to Nadia. And when I first went to her, my hair was natural. Like I had a fro and all of that. But
Mhm.
I jumped into the natural hair movement, not aware of my hair texture, how my hair grows, or anything like that. So I had an afro, but I had like so much dead hair. Nadia, she cut my hair. She was like, baby girl, we got to get rid of all these dead ends. So for like 2 years, I had short hair and I loved it. It was great. I would go see Nadia. She would cut my hair, all that. But, you know, going to the hair salon every 2 weeks became expensive. So I needed a hairstyle that if I could maintain the health of it, it would look good. And she was just like, you ever think about locks? And I just said, no. So one summer, she gave me faux locks and we did it. And I noticed that as the faux locks got older, I kept like the first week they just looked mad faux locks. But like the first month, people were like, "Oh, your locks look great." They thought that it was my hair, right? They were like, "Oh, it looks so good on you." So then I was like,
Mhm.
maybe I should do this for real. So I was like, okay, I'll go for it. I said, Nadia, let's lock my hair. And I was like, if I don't like it, she was like, yeah, we'll just go back to something else. And that was 6 years ago. Um, and I just
Yay!
decided to do it. I think I don't make the best decisions always, but I think my locks were the best decision.
Amazing. Yep. And I remember you before the lock. So yeah, I've been following you for a long time. I remember when you locked them, and I was like, look, she done locked her hair. And I remember the faux locks too for a minute. I used to have locks too. I kind of miss mine sometimes. And yours are so beautiful. Your locks are definitely you. It's you.
Thank you.
And you make me miss mine. But I love this though, because it's the freedom for me. Like I don't,
Yes,
even though that's freedom too. That's freedom too. But it's
it is. But listen, getting up and going and not having to,
yeah.
girl, yes, the freedom.
Yeah. The freedom, especially this stage of life. I just can't. I can't do all the high maintenance. I just can't. But yeah.
Mm-mm.
So what sparked your passion for writing? And when did you first realize it was something you wanted to pursue as a career?
I was a very insecure child and like vocally stifled, uh, partially growing up in a West Indian household, but also I just could not muster up the words to speak up for myself as a child. But I always had a pen and paper. So I would always be my strongest with words. I didn't take it seriously as a career until college. And even then I was just like, I don't even know if this is gonna like work out. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try. And my mom, she goes, you're my little trier. I'm like, what does that mean? She's like, you'll try and try and try. And it's the truth. And I just kept at it. It was I want to be very honest. This was no grand plan. I was just like, I'm gonna do it until it doesn't work. And it has not worked yet.
Amazing. Divine plan. That was exactly what you were supposed to be doing. And look at you now. So we know your career spans notable publications, Vibe, Essence, Complex. What challenges have you faced as a Black woman in journalism, and how have you navigated them?
So I cannot say that I have experienced racism because I have worked in predominantly Black spaces. The only time that I have experienced challenges was in the very beginning of my career because I was young. So you you get the not so glamorous stories because you just started out, or you're not getting paid as much because you're just starting out, or people want to talk down on you because you're just starting out. And that only happened at one publication, none of which that you mentioned just now, right? I just want to be very clear. But I also am really fortunate that I had really great colleagues and mentors along the way who were Black men and women who assisted me in navigating certain relationships. There is so many unspoken rules in the workplace. You just don't know about them until you get there and you break one of them. And I think I broke many of those unspoken rules. And I don't want to say corrected, but I was told, like, hey, this is how it goes and works. And I'd be like, well, why? For what? Explain to me how, you know?
Right.
And the only time I really, really had a beef was when me and an editor had two different approaches on how to make a story great. But it was never like real animosity. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, I would say because you had the pleasure of working with, from the publications that I know in particular, yeah, definitely Black spaces. So that's a blessing. That's a blessing for sure. All right, so the book. We're going to get into that a little bit. So, yes. So, A Black Girl in the Middle, it tackles a lot of deep personal themes and stories. How did writing this book help you explore or refine your passion for storytelling? And what made you want to write it in the first place? What made you want to write a book?
Right. So again, I always loved writing. And for me, writing a book is like the pinnacle. If you're going to be a writer, you write a book, right? Even screenwriters write books. I just never thought that it was going to happen for me because you have to get an agent, you have to write a proposal, all those. I just never thought it was going to happen for me, right? And then it did happen, and I was just like, oh wow, okay, cool. My goal was to simply see if I could do it. And I was like, do I have 55,000 words in me? Do I have experiences? Can I explain these experiences? Can I get people who are not Black women from New York, relate to these experiences? Can I speak to Black women? Can I speak to Black women from New York in a way that they can collectively? It was a lot that went into this. And I never lost my love of storytelling. I just wanted to see, can I storytell in a way that's true to me while also inviting Black women and others to a space where they can understand? This was a very large undertaking, and I've only done it once. Baby. I have so much respect for artists, all artists.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand what it takes to do this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. 100%. What's your favorite story from the book that you shared? If you had to say your favorite one.
This chapter 2, Kimberly, was a favorite of mine to share.
My mom's name.
Hey, Mom. That was a really good one for me. And I don't want to say it was my favorite, but I felt good about sharing it and getting the story out. Lowered Expectations, chapter 10, about my cousin's relationship and the healthy relationship that she has. And the chapter about me being an introvert. Yeah, those chapters were the best for me.
Which I can kind of relate to the introvert, like, because that's also me. So, you've written about loss in relationships. How do you think these experiences have shaped your work, and how do they impact your passion for writing?
Oh, I think writing about loss helps me to better identify it when it's not so easily recognizable. I think people think of loss in this very one-dimensional way, like loss has to mean someone dies. And that does not necessarily mean the case. You know what I mean? Like, that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes loss is, me and Erica were best friends, and now me and Erica don't talk. That's a loss. Sometimes loss is me and Erica were best friends, and we're still cool, but it's not the same. That's a loss. When the elasticity of a relationship has been stretched to its point, and y'all cool, but not how it was. A loss can be sometimes a loss can be your former self. You know what I mean? And then you're grieving your former self. That can be a loss too, like it's kind of like everyone knew Erica loved burgers and fries, and now Erica's a vegan, right? There's nothing wrong with being vegan, but the community that you had with burgers and fries, or the friendships that you made at the one bar you went to that had the best burgers and fries, you know what I'm saying? Loss does not necessarily mean a physical death. It can mean the divorcing of people or the amputation of certain behaviors that worked for you then that you don't have now, but you recognize the comforts that came with it.
Yes, absolutely. Agreed. So, as a writer, how do you maintain wellness in an industry that's often fast-paced and demanding?
Another great question. Thank you for asking. If you have noticed, I don't write a lot. You know what I mean? You got one book out of me, right? I don't freelance. You're not going to see my name on many cover stories anymore or anything like that. I maintain my wellness by not doing it a lot. And there's an argument to be made that the only way to write is to rewrite and to continue to write and be better. And yes, there's truth to that.
Yeah.
But that's not how I replenish myself. Like, I can't do it. You know what I mean, Erica? I really can't do it all the time. Like, this took me all my life and 4 years. It took me all my life and 4 years. Yeah. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good.
So there's no potential to get a book number 2?
I mean,
No.
The book number 2 might be a Black girl in menopause. You know what I mean? Like, that might be book number 2. But I say that
I'm here for it.
Yeah, listen, I'm here for it too. But to answer your question, wellness comes from taking intentional breaks from writing.
I can see that. Although it is a muscle, like you said, oh, you need to, get better and you want to write to continue to be a better writer. But I don't always necessarily agree with that either. What does self-care look like for you, especially when you're juggling deadlines, personal life, writing, all the things? What does self-care look like? Other than what I know you just said, wellness, take an intentional break. But what does that really look like for you?
Well, as I said earlier, a clean home that aids in my self-care. I'm actually burning a candle right now. I love scented candles. They calm me. I'm very big on aromatherapy. Not to get too personal, but sometimes during the week I take hot showers. I turn the lights off. I have a candle going. I have some music playing just to decompress. I always go to bed wearing perfume because I love, again, aromatherapy. I am very big on quiet. I take long walks. After this, I'm going to go for a nice walk. It's how I pray. It's how I disconnect. And that's all. And I buy myself flowers. I like flowers a lot. And those are the steps that I have now. Those are the tools in my toolbox that I have now. I hope to develop some others.
Awesome. I love that. I'm not a big flower girl, but I love that you buy yourself flowers. That is amazing. And I'm with the hot showers. So that's how I pray. That's my decompression. It's so soothing.
It is very soothing.
How do you align your passion for writing with wellness? And what advice do you have for creatives trying to find balance?
Resilience does not mean don't take breaks. Resilience means that you continue going until you reach your desired goal, but it also means stopping every now and then to assess, right? I also don't think that we understand how much rest fuels creativity. I don't think people get that. And I don't know why. Not to bring him into it, but I will be 40 in June, God willing. And I remember a time when Diddy weaponized sleep. He branded it in such a way that if you got your rest or if you wanted to sleep, you didn't love your dreams or were passionate about your dreams or you weren't serious about this finding this hustle. I remember that. I remember him
Yep.
weaponizing it against people, and it made you feel like, man, I can't be out here sleeping. I gotta. We are not robots. You need rest.
No, we're not.
Your rest will fuel your creativity. You will wake up with a clear head, and you will see things. You will learn. Yes. So I would say rest, rest
Yes.
regularly.
Yes. 100%. I am such a better person when I get my rest. I'm not a very nice person when I don't. And I'm not a nice person to myself because I can't show up for myself if I don't get rest. So that is very essential. I agree. 100%. So looking ahead, what's next for you in terms of your passion project or new directions in your writing? What's next for you?
You know, my book came out in May, and the paperback is coming out in February. And because we live in such a fast-paced society where everyone has a high metabolism for content, it feels like my book came out such a long time ago. And it really hasn't. It's only been like 6-7 months, right? I'm still going to push the book, promote the book as best as I can. As far as professional pursuits, I don't have any right now, and I'm okay with that. But personal pursuits, I just want to get better at being me. I want to get better at recognizing my feelings, recognizing what my feelings are trying to tell me, honoring that, feeling that, and then going about my life. I want to get better with my own health. I don't have any health problems. I'm okay, thank God. I just want to, lift weights and just be better. So I don't, as it stands right now during this interview, I don't have any concrete professional pursuits. I do, however, have concrete personal pursuits, and I want to emotionally and spiritually become the best version of myself.
Amen. I was just saying earlier, Erica, you need to be better to yourself in terms of, because you know better, work out, like lift. It's not that I don't know the things. I just have to make it a practice to be better to myself. Like when it comes to, and thank God I don't have any health issues either. But, we are getting older, so 36 is like, 4 years to 40. So you about to hit 40. I'm not far, Maybe we can hold each other accountable. Maybe we need to start like, hey, we need accountability. Because I'm trying to be the same version to myself, so I get it. And if you have not gotten the book, I just want to just say that and plug that. If you have not gotten the book, A Black Girl in the Middle, you're doing yourself a disservice not doing so. So you need to do so, and because it's amazing, and it will make you look at yourself, reflect on yourself, and like, wow, like it's okay to share, and it's okay to not know everything and not have everything figured out at every point in your life. It's okay to even feel at almost 40 years old, say like, I don't know everything. I don't have it all figured out, and I'm still learning, and I'm still becoming a better me. And so the book is definitely a reflection of that. So I love it, and you need to go get it. So anyway, I just want to say that. For others trying to figure out their passions or their place in the world, what advice would you offer, especially from your own journey?
Their passions and their place in the world.
Yep.
I would say ask yourself, what are the things that you enjoyed in childhood, not things that were childish. So I would start there, right? I
Mm-hmm.
would also say, I would also encourage, you don't have to turn your passion into a brand. It can just be something for you. You know what I'm saying? Um, I would also recommend that, and ask people who you love and love you and who like you, what do they think that you are naturally good at? Right? And sometimes we overlook the things that we're naturally good at. Because like, oh, that's no big, because we think that everybody can do it. And it's just like, no, everybody cannot do what you do. Right?
Mm.
Um, and understand that this life, if you let it, is all about consumption, and you don't have to participate in that. And this life is also trying to encourage you to, like, give your creativity away. Like, your creativity is tied to someone else's journey. Baby, your creativity is your own. Your creativity is your own. If you are the best candle maker out and you don't want nobody to know that because you don't want nobody to steal up all your candles, or making candles makes you feel good, or making candles, it calms you down, that's fine. Your creativity is your own. So don't let
Mm-hmm.
nobody try and
Mm-hmm.
like colonize your creativity. It's yours.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I hope I
Absolutely. I
answered.
agree.
I hope I
Huh?
answered it. I hope I answered your
No,
question.
yeah. No, you answered it because everything you said, it's funny because I just recently recorded an episode where I did a solo episode where I was actually talking about, and I hit a lot of the same points you just said about finding how to identify your passion. Literally, I was just saying that. Where would people find you, Shaniqua? If the people wanted to look for you and find your work, where would they find it?
So I am on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter at
Okay.
Golding Girl 617, Golding Girl 617. My book,
Mm-hmm.
A Black Girl in the Middle: Essays on Allegedly Figuring It All Out, can be found on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, your local bookstore, or this is something I want people to know. Go to your library, support your local library. If my book is not there, order it at your library. I love book sales, but I love libraries too. So do that. Do that.
Yeah. People don't
Um,
talk about libraries enough anymore.
yeah. What about those other questions from Hella Awkward? Are they crazy questions?
They weren't too crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the next one was, how did you learn about sex?
Learn. You know what? No one in my family had the
Uh-huh.
bird and the bees conversation. No one. It was just, don't come home pregnant. That was the conversation. And I learned by trial and error. Child, ooh, I didn't know, girl. A mess.
I don't think I ever had the birds and the bees conversation either. I'm like wondering, did they ever do that? I don't think our parents really did that. I don't
No,
think
they
that's
didn't.
something that we really, yeah. I think it was just like, hey, yeah, well, you know about it and just kind of figure it out along.
Yeah.
Put the training wheels on, and and then that's just basically it. The other one was, your friend or sibling is dating someone, but they can do better. Do you say something or mind your business?
Oh, listen to me. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something. And listen, I have learned the hard way that it don't matter how you tell someone the truth. If they don't want to hear the truth, they just don't want to hear the truth. But baby,
Yep.
if I call you Ken, I'm gonna say something.
No, I agree. I 100% agree. Now, whether you do anything with that information or not, but I'm gonna say, hey, look, this is what I won't have it on my conscience that I didn't say anything. Like, I'm gonna say something. to
Yes.
clear, even if it's just my conscience. Now, if you choose, I will pray for you and let you on your way. But I'm gonna say something too, so I agree.
Mhm.
And then the other one was, when was the last time you forgave yourself?
Oh, excellent question. It was not too long ago. It's actually daily because I'm maturing now and I look back on situations where I let things slide because I was not good at confronting it or I just didn't even peep what was happening. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it's a daily process.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say the same. I was thinking more daily for myself because I was like, man, I feel like every day I'm having to say like, okay, girl, give yourself some grace. Like it's just forgive yourself for the which you didn't do or which you didn't get done or which you may not have accomplished. Like it's okay to not have it like again all figured out. Like it's okay. Give yourself grace. So it's a daily struggle for me too,
Yeah.
girl. So yeah,
Thank
that
you.
was the other question. But I love this game. It's such a fun game if you never played it. So
I
fun.
will. I will definitely
Hella
explore it. Yes.
yeah, I was sucked in when I saw it. I was like, all in. I was like, hella awkward. And first of all, the name just does it for me. And it's black owned and
Oh,
Asian
excellent.
owned. Yeah. So I love it. I'm here for it. So yeah, that's so fun. I appreciate your time and you
I
taking this
appreciate
time
you.
to come on the show. So thank
I
you.
appreciate you so much. Your questions were very
Yeah.
thoughtful. They came from a very sincere
Yeah.
place, and I appreciate you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you,
Okay,
honey.
girl. Well, thank
Bye.
you again, sweet. All right. Bye.